Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video. And we are here in eSENIORS in my league race here at Nurburgring with extremely difficult conditions. Had the same kind of conditions with the Porsche Cup race, which was really hard. Of course, it's even harder than that because there's no TC, but still, I have slicks on right now because with all these cars we have.
We need to follow car number 36.
We have 36 cars. The track's gonna go to where it's still damp, but wets just don't work. Wets are they get too overheated, no matter what you do. So I went with slicks because with all these cars, it'll say slicks optimum later on. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Qualified 6th. I just want to stay up at the lead pack if I can and just get through this race. It's really, like I said, it's just really hard. You know, I don't mind the rain, but I'd rather have rain enough to where you can run rains and not where they get red as an apple, you know? So it's no, and that's even with your brake ducts all the way open.
Green, green, green.
See, it says wet tires optimum now.
Car right, clear right. Car right. Hold your line. On your right. Hold your line. Still there. Hold your line. You're still there. You're still there. Free wide, you're on the left. On your right. Clear right.
Trying to block me.
Yellow flag.
Bet there is.
You're clear. Incident clear.
Tires never come up to where they need to be, but I mean, it's better running them cold like that than them red hot. So just a little nervous because I mean, until it gets a little bit of drying, it's going to be probably a little sketchy. Yeah, they're on wets. Stay off the curbs. I mean, unless you're going really slow like that or going straight. No braking on the curbs. Right now the wets have an advantage. I don't think they will for long, though. Yeah, I just don't think they will. After about a half a dozen, you know, maybe 4 or 5 laps, they'll start to go the other way. Need to pump up my rears a little bit. These guys are going over there where it's wetter, trying to cool them off. I guarantee that's what it is.
Seeing right front locking into turn 1.
Of course, I might adjust the pressures as it dries. I don't know. Keep an eye on the rain. Make sure it's not going to get any worse.
Gap to
Nova.
ahead is now 0.9. Green flag sector 1. We think that has gone off in turn 3. Cold tyres all round. New fastest lap for Bosays, 2:00.5 seconds. That lap time was 2:01.60. Clear right.
That hurt. Didn't want to hit him.
Yellow flag, stay sharp. Incident clear, green flag sector 1, P7. Okay Steve, the next car is
Nova.
I need to limit my mistakes.
the pit window opens in 2 minutes. P6.
hard to get around.
The pit window opens in 1 minute.
Ah, I messed that up. Just didn't turn.
Okay, Steve, keep right on the pressure. He'll make a mistake. He's slower than us through the chicane. Sector 1, yellow flag. We think Owens has stacked it in turn 6. Sector 1 is green. Pit window open.
Man, he blocks like crazy. I knew that was going to happen.
Left side, clear left. Well done, Steve. Good pass. Nice front. The gap to Hellstrom ahead is increasing. It's now 3.9. The gap to Nova behind is increasing. It's now 1.5 seconds.
Let's go. I messed that up again. I gotta do better there. Try to get some more heat in them rears.
Alright, Steve, keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on. P4. Lap times are pretty consistent.
All right, let's go. Moses caught up.
Okay, Steve, you're reeling. Hellstrom in. The gap is now 2.1 seconds.
All right. Just need to put some more air in the rear tires. I think it'll help them a little bit. Ah! That hurt.
Okay, Steve, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up. The gap to Hellstrom ahead is now 1.2.
I got to get around him. Guarantee all these guys are on wets.
Car right. Still there. Still clear right.
All right. Let's go.
3.
Oh, Chris made a mistake. Guarantee they're hot. And the more you slide, the worse it gets. That's why I went to slicks, because it's just terrible.
Gap to Elstrom behind is increasing. It's now 1.9 seconds. The gap to Mercedes in front is now 2.1.
Yeah, well, he did.
That lap was at 2:01.
The leader, I'm still like 8/10 faster than the leader. Definitely don't want to hit a curb, not on the brakes, or hard acceleration unless you're going straight. Curious to know if they're on wets or dries. Going good if they're on wets.
Last lap time was at 2:01.16. Sector 2's 2/10 off the pace. Yellow flag. Green flag. Gap to Mercedes in front is now 1.9.
A little behind here. Laps a little down.
2.
Whoa, that was close. Got on the curb, stay under power. Nope. Oh, Peter got to stop and go. I killed him. Yep, 30 seconds, stop and go.
Got 10 minutes of fuel remaining. We think that has gone off in turn 5. The gap to Losays ahead is now 0.8. Sector 1 is clear. Okay, Steve, that's good consistency. Keep it up. You've just done a 201.54. Behind is pitting. Sector 2 is now yellow. Green flag, Sector 2.
Gotta be careful, I don't want to hit him.
Wolves leader.
He's pitting from P13. We think he'll come out just behind you.
Yeah, Chris is doing good, man. He hangs on to it.
Yellow flag in Sector 1. We can see
Trowbridge.
has been it. We've had a cut warning. Keep it tidy, please, Steve.
Yeah, I waited too late.
Green flag Sector
Oh,
1.
I hurt my motor too.
The leader, Losays, is pitting.
Yeah, I hurt my motor.
This is good. Keep banging out them lap times. You're now in the lead. Yellow flag. Green flag. You're clear of the incident. Sector 3 is yellow. Green flag in Sector 3. It looks like
MacTech.
has been it in the chicane. Sector 2 is yellow. Yellow flag. It looks like
Trowbridge.
has crashed in turn 9.
Aerobics.
He's entering the pits. He's in P8. We think he'll come out just in front of you. Incident clear. Green flag. That's halfway. We think about 6 minutes of fuel remaining.
Oh, that's Peter right in front of me.
Car exit in the pits. That last lap was at 2:02.35.
That hurt.
We'll be warned about track limits.
Trying to get by that lap car. Whew, hot.
Okay, Steve. 5 minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes. We're running on fumes, mate. Hit this lap, in this lap. Car right. Right side's clear. Very little fuel left. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Box this lap. Okay, Steve, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up. Watch your speed limit in the pits. There'll be traffic on the exit. When we exit the pits, we should be in P2, right behind Schmidt.
Dang it. Slid a bump, hit a bump and slid. I gotta get some air on me. Hope it doesn't bother the mic. Man, dying of heat here. I'm way behind Chris. He's gone.
Exit's clear. Push.
Driscoll.
Behind is pitting.
Oh, it's flat traffic. Good night.
con cielos.
Is pitting from position 33.
Dang,
Looks
he's like
he'll
8
come out
seconds
just
ahead of
behind
me.
you.
Wow, that killed me. Bad pit stop. I probably should have pitted earlier too. I was losing time. Well, at least I stayed in second, so.
Car left. Clear left. P2.
Thank you.
The gap to Mercedes ahead is increasing. It's now 9.1.
Got 22 minutes. Just try to not make mistakes.
That was at 2:01.14.
Gotta watch the downshifts. I don't want to hurt my engine anymore. Rain looks about the same. I need to push it.
We think that has gone off in turn 6. Sector 1 is green. Right side. Clear right with the gap to Mercedes. Ahead is now 8.2 seconds. Right side. Still there. Right side's clear. 20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left. We think last has gone off in turn 10. Green flag, sector 2.
We gotta go deeper. I'm braking too early. Another lap is close to my delta.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Sector 1 is clear. We can see
Back kick.
has binned it in turn 5. You're reeling Mercedes in. The gap is 6.6 seconds.
That's better.
On your right, clear right.
Thank you. Ah! Can't go that deep.
15 minutes remaining, 15 minutes to go.
Thank you.
P2. Yellow
Go.
flag. Incident clear. Green flag. The gap to Hellstrom behind is increasing. It's now 17 seconds. Car clear right. Good consistency. Keep them coming. Yellow flag, sector 2. It looks like
Neck hit.
has stacked it. Sector 2 is now green.
Go, go, go.
The gap to Versailles in front is now 4.3. Car left. Clear left. The pit window closes in 2 minutes.
Needs some good laps, or he needs to mess up for me to catch him. Man, my arm is absolutely killing me. All this jerking back and forth. Gotta tough it out. Where I need to be close to my delta as much as I can.
Pit window closes in 1 minute.
He's running in the middle 201, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I need to be running.
Alright Steve, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Pit window is closed. To Rosés, ahead is now 3.5 seconds.
Come on.
Car left.
Thank
Clear
you.
left.
Tires are giving up. That's too much. Is that an awesome looking McLaren or what? Not a good lap here. This really hurt.
Car right side's clear.
Yeah, that hurt.
The gap to Rosés ahead is increasing. It's now 4.1. You're a tenth off in Sector 1. Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace.
Dang it.
5 minutes to go. This is good. We'll be on the podium if we can keep it together. Car left. He's still there. Clear left.
Thank you.
Okay, Steve, you're reeling. Low says in. The gap's now 3.3. Yellow flag. The incident's clear. Green flag. Green flag in sector 1.
Dang it. Ah, dang it. Messed that up.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Last should be last lap. Well, maybe not when he crossed, so it's going to be really close.
On your right. Clear right.
Yeah, pit stop really hurt me.
Last lap. Bring it on home.
starting to give out.
Yellow flag. Considered clear. Back to green flag.
Push as hard as I can. There's no tire left.
Nice one, Steve. Great drive. That's a podium.
Yeah, I needed another lap. At least another lap or two. Great race, though. I mean, I gave it everything I had. So, I mean, there's just nothing else I could do. I'm beat. Congratulations to Chris and Hellstrom. I mean, good grace, good podium finish for them. Again, this is about points, so I needed to finish. It's still coming from 6th to 2nd. I'll take that, and I had the fastest lap. So at least I think I did. I mean, I had one for the race, so that gives me a point. So I'll take it, and I go cool off a little bit, and I'll come back and go over the setup and some of the things we have. I have a dry setup for this. Actually, that's what I was using was my dry setup, with just some changes, and we can kind of go over some things and show you what I did and all that stuff. So again, congrats to everybody. We'll just be right back. All right, back and go over the setup. Again, it was a great race. Really had fun. A lot better than the Porsche Cup race, which I did not show this week because it was pretty much a yawner. And not that I didn't do that good. I mean, it was same conditions as this. And I did learn some off of it to where either, you either need to go all wets or all slicks. You try to combine it as far as switching it on the pit stop, and it really just did not work for me. But basically I learned that basically with wet tires, it just didn't work with the Porsche Cup. Cause again, the same conditions, they just get too hot. So, but when I did that, I basically switched and at the pit stop and put slicks on, but that just didn't really help because I really didn't have the other things to kind of help that situation out or that setup out. So again, you kind of got to go all in one way or the other. So I did try to go all in with wets, and I've tried in practice, but I just couldn't make them work as far as the heat. They would just get too hot, and the more you slid, the more they would get too hot, and it just fed on itself. So again, it just did not work, and that's why I knew that really slicks was the only way to go, and it kept trying to improve on that idea and situation. So again, we'll kind of go over a few things. Oh, I can't remember even what I finished in the Porsche Cup, to be honest. I think it was 7th or 8th or something. Again, not really happy with that, but we'll see what we can do next week. I think it's at Silverstone, so hopefully it'll be dry. Oh, it's fun. I got a good setup for here. It's not too bad, but just not for the wet. But again, go back to the AMG. I got a new setup here for the dry, and I'm going to go over that first. And it's this one here. It really works well. And I'm really happy with it. We got 25.2 on the left side, 25.7 right front, 25.6 right rear. Toes -2, negative 0.2. Camber's negative 3.8, caster 11. Toe on the rear is a positive 0.1 with the camber at negative 3.2. TC is 4, 3, and 1. Of course, 55 liters with the number 1 brake pad. Anti-roll bar is 4. Brake bias is 57. And you can go all the way down to probably near 55. So that's really pretty conservative. But basically it's just to save on the rears. Springs on the front are 171,000 with a 500 bump stop rate and a 15 bump stop range. And on the rear, the springs are maxed out at 131,000 with a 700 bump stop rate and a 50 bump stop range. Anti-roll bar is 6 and the preload is 110. Shocks on the front are 1124 and on the rear they're 1122. Again, dialed in with Motec. On the front, we got 50 on the ride height, 74 in the rear with a 6 splitter, a 10 wing, and a 4 in the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a negative 2.5. So again, really happy with this setup. I was running high 54s with it, low 55s, race pace. So I was pretty happy with that, and it felt really good. So again, I'll make this the setup. Now let's go over what I had in the race here. I ran, now you saw that setup, okay? So basically what I did is I took my dry setup and I overinflated the tires. So you can see I got 28 in the front and 27 and a half. And that wasn't even, I had to pump them up another half a pound, if I remember right. So again, I had to pump them up a little bit. I added more negative toe, kept everything else the same. I added a lot more positive toe in the rear. So again, and when I'm doing that to try to keep heat in the tires. So again, I'm trying to, I'm trying to do that because obviously in the rain, the slicks are still, even with them overinflated, you just cannot keep the heat in them. So I'm trying to keep the heat in them the best I can. Of course, electronics, I had 8 and 9. And I did adjust those. I think I had them, I went down to 7, I think, on the TC. And I went down to 6, and that didn't work. I started sliding too much. So 7 was about as low as I could go. Of course, same thing. And of course, now this, I ran the number 2 brakes because, again, you got to always remember that. That's something I can easily forget. With the wet conditions, you want 2s or 3s. So, 2 can kind of do a little of both. So I just had 2s on there. Again, mechanical. I went 1 down on the springs. So basically, the bump stop rates and everything were the same. I just went 1 click down on springs all the way around because it's just not, again, you're not going near as fast. I mean, I was 5 seconds off of a dry pace, at least. So, if not more. So, I mean, you're just, to me, I don't need the springs to be as stiff as a dry setup. So again, I just went down 1 click. And of course, I did go way down on the brake bias. I probably could have went down a lot farther than this. You could probably start off at 54. And I think I ended up at 52 or under. Again, the shocks are the same. And again, the aero is the same. I didn't change anything. The only thing I did change was the brake ducts. Now you can see that they only got a 2 in the brake ducts. And that's why my brakes would get so hot at times. I mean, it would turn red. But I didn't care because, I mean, it might have hurt my braking performance a little bit once in a while. But again, the point being is I'm trying to keep heat in the tires. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to keep the pressures up and trying to get a little bit of heat in them anyway. I mean, never where they need to be, but you're trying to get them just a little bit of heat. So again, I'm doing that because if you have them wide open, then the tires are just ice cold and they perform a lot worse. So again, that is what I did in the Porsche Cup, and that's the idea behind doing that in the pit stop. You can't really benefit if you do this setup for one slicks or the wets. Um, with the brake ducts down lower than for the slicks, then you can try to keep the heat in the brakes and in the tires, where if you switch in between, like I said, basically you're defeating yourself because it's kind of set up for wets, and then you go put slicks on it. Now they're getting way too, the brakes and the tires are getting way too cold. So again, that's why I did it that's why I started off the race with the slicks and just made it work. Um, Again, I was very happy with the pace of the car. I think it did a great job. I think it did great for the AMG, where I know a lot of people have said it's terrible in the rain. I haven't had that big a problem with it in the rain. So whether it's these conditions or, rain, of course, obviously I'd rather have a rain event. I don't mind, because then I'd rather, then you can make the wets work. I don't mind that. This is really hard conditions because it's like, depending upon your pace, you can't get the reins to work, but you got to be able to push hard enough to make the slicks try to work. It's a really very razor edge spot, and I really rather be dry, or if it's gonna be wet. So, but that's just my opinion. So again, you can see the things that I changed. Um, and again, I have a wet setup also here. And again, I take a lot of the toe out and the front and the rear. And other than that, this is the wet that I was trying, and the pressures are really low, and it would still have too much pressures and too hot. And that's even with lower and way down. And of course, same settings there, same kind of thing here. Of course, this is what I did. Try this for qualifying, and it still didn't work. And one less on the anti-roll bar, which actually worked pretty good. I probably could have tried that with my slick setup. I think that works pretty good. Um, and the same thing with uh, the brakes, probably about the same spot. But everything else is about the same. Same shocks. The only thing different here is I'll raise the front one. So again, everything else is the same. Now you see the brake ducts, I got a 5 and 4. And I actually, in one of the practices, I opened them up all the way, or almost all the way. And I think it was 5 and 5, and it just doesn't help. But the ride height, I raised it 1, and that's just to get a little bit uh, more clearance in case it rains more. But this is the rain, and I'll make this a rain setup, so it'll have a W by it for wet. But you see that, with ACC, you got to make some of these hybrid setups for these crazy conditions. If you get crazy conditions, take a dry setup or take a wet setup and do some adjustments to it to go for whichever you're trying to achieve, and then stick with it. But I mean, again, um, I've had to do that, a few times with some of these crazy conditions that you get, just like flooding. You might have to do something, raise it, lower the rear, raise the front another click, or do things for a specific weather condition. But again, you have to just take that as it goes. And again, try to practice. If you have practice time, try to get some practice to see what you need or what the car is doing. And again, with these, you can go with the 2 or 3. I got it 2. I could just, I'll put a 3 since this is a wet setup. But other than that, I mean, I hope you enjoyed the race. Great race. Congrats to Chris Moses for the win. And Hallstrom on the podium, finishing 3rd, and also for the silver guys that were on the podium for them too. I know Zimmer won, so congrats to him and everybody that was on the podium in the silver class. So again, next race is Silverstone, and hopefully this will get me more up in the points. And of course, we'll go over that also at the next race, see where I come up. And I hope you give me a like and subscribe. And thank you to Mark, and also Stu. And I want to make sure I get his name right, so please bear with me. I think it's Joseph. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Joseph for all your support. And again, a like and subscribe would be great. That's support too. So again, I really would appreciate it. It helps with my little channel. And again, I love talking to all my sim racing friends. And again, I'll have a link to the setups in the description, and a link to my Discord also in the description, and my PayPal link also. So I appreciate it, and I hope you all come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.